Welcome back to Business and Politics. We're talking to Admin Nani Almeda of the National Electrification Administration. Sir, a large part of your work really is helping the electric cooperatives. If I'm not mistaken, about 121 of them?
Yeah, 121.
Nationwide. Can you talk about that? What exactly does NEA offer them? And what is it that they are lacking? What do they need to be, I think as your website said, to be globally competitive?
Maybe I'll start, Clint, with what is the role of NEA.
Okay.
What is the mandate of NEA?
Okay.
NEA is considered to be a government, a GOCC.
Okay.
And as a GOCC, we are mandated to provide, to manage the government subsidy for rural electrification. That's one. Second, we are sort of a government financial institution that lends working capital for the electric cooperatives who will be in need. And then we are regulating the electric cooperatives by making sure that the implementation of Republic Act 10531, the law that regulates the activities of the electric cooperatives, is done accordingly. And then we are supposedly to discipline airing cooperatives. NEA is supposedly to supply electric cooperatives with additional manpower. If there is some vacuum or some deficiency. So in terms of the electric cooperatives' role in rural electrification, the government subsidy is comes from the general appropriations every year. And electric cooperatives are mandated to submit a program to the national electrification on those sitios that are not yet electrified, energized. And then we vet on this information, and once we see that it's valid, it's validated according to the criteria set forth by law, then we approve it, and we grant them the amount that is needed. And after it's been downloaded to the electric cooperatives, they are the ones to implement. Bid things out, bid for the contractor who will undertake the construction of the distribution system that is needed.
Can I ask you a lot of stupid questions, because
Go ahead.
I'm not really that familiar. So in areas that require electrification that is not yet serviced by a cooperative, do you see a new cooperative that needs to be created, or can these areas simply be assigned to existing ones? What's the situation there?
Actually, PD 269 already covered the whole of the country.
So there's an assignment already.
Yes, it's already assigned. The franchise area are actually distributed already. So that's well crafted. That's why I'm saying it's well crafted. The PD 269 that it covers the whole of the country, including the farthest island in Cagayan de Sulu.
There's a provision for it.
There's a cooperative in that area.
Are they structured in a way that allows them to be viable? Because, again, that's another stupid question. I mean, forgive me for this. Because, one of the things that makes it easier for businesses to make money is, of course, scale, right? But are the market that they are assigned to, are they able to achieve the scale that they need to be more efficient, to be profitable?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes, out of the 121 cooperatives, I think there are 50 or 60 that are AAA.
So there are different classifications.
Yeah, there's different classifications. And for those less than the A status, maybe on the B and C, a bit struggling. A bit struggling. And of course, there are ailing cooperatives. When we say ailing, they are on a negative cash flow. They are on a negative cash
because
flow.
I heard in the past, and correct me if I'm wrong, that there were some private companies, I think it was the MVP Group, that was interested years ago that may be acquiring some of the, maybe electric cooperatives. I guess it's because they see an opportunity, and then because I guess they're, with their experience with Meralco, maybe they could bring scale, right? Is that something that should be explored more? Maybe a more, a closer collaboration between private sector and the existing cooperative system. What do you think? Maybe I'm not sure if privatization is the right word for it.
Privatization will be, I would say, will be a good alternative for the ailing cooperatives.
Okay.
For the ailing cooperatives.
Okay.
Now, for the others who are not ailing but need some support,
fine.
then that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Although, cooperatives are non-stock, non-profit, by the way. They're non-stock, non-profit.
Yes.
They are governed by a set of board of directors.
Right.
And that's why we call it member consumer owners, because the owner of the cooperative are the member consumers.
Yeah.
So they are given a free hand.
Right.
To decide on the fate of their cooperative.
Right.
So if there are cooperatives that the member consumer feels that are not really giving them the best service, then they can talk among themselves and vote it among themselves if we will open the gates for some private offers for any joint ventures or privatization. So it happened in the past. It happened in the past. It happened in, I would say, Zamboanga City. In Samselco, where there is an existing investment management contract.
I see.
Entered into by the cooperative with a private corporation. There's a cooperative in Pampanga. That is in joint venture with Meralco.
Sure.
And there are some other pending. I'm sure there are. What I'm saying is there are some pending prospects for some joint ventures being offered to cooperatives.
I see. And do they have to seek approval from NEA for that, or DOE, or what's the process?
Well, NEA is there just to oversee and make sure that the legal process is followed.
That they're compliant.
I
see.
But at the end of the day, it will be the member consumers that will decide on that.
I see.
That will decide on that.
I see.
Not unless Congress will be the one to
legislate
additional franchise.
I see. Now, you said that part of the work is really to give them the financial resources, to serve their communities well, and it comes from the general appropriations, right?
Only on the government subsidy for rural electrification.
Right. So,
but they're internally generated funds.
Right.
Doon lumalabas ang galing ng cooperative.
OPEX nila,
Doon lumalabas ang galing ng cooperative.
Right. So, how much do you think is needed to help implement the President's plan for rural electrification? What additional resources that should Congress provide you so that you could loan out now to these areas that need it the most?
Well, taking it from the bottom line figure of 31.7 billion. If I can refer to if I can refer to my records here.
Sure.
For 2024, we submitted a budget proposal of 7.8 billion.
What was in the NEP?
Well, the breakdown of this is for the sitio electrification program. It's 6.8 billion. That will cover 2,758 sitios. For the barangay line enhancement program, about 443 million. That will cover 36 areas. And for the PV mainstreaming, that is what I was mentioning earlier on the solar home system.
Right.
For the dispersed areas, dispersed households, about 145 million for 155 areas. And another 390 million for 13 areas to implement the microgrid hybrid program.
So that's your budget call, right?
That's a budget cost.
Yeah.
So it's
normally they
well, normally yes, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
So out of the out of the 7 billion, what was included in the NEP, I was advised by DBM, is only 1.8 billion.
Yeah. So that's usually the case for
That's
every...
usually the case.
So I think what the bottom line is, to implement the president's plan, you need more.
You need more. You need more.
muscle.
And just to give you an idea, so out of the 11,114 sitios that we target until the
This is nationwide or?
Nationwide.
Okay.
Nationwide. Until the year 2028.
Right.
2,758 will be covered supposedly by 2024. By the year 2025, we give it some incremental increase for accomplishment, another 3,310.
Right, because you have to account also
for the increase.
growing population.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
For 2026, another 3,972. If we were able to do this by 2027, the target of 11,114 will be completed by the year 2027.
Okay.
Because we are left with only 1,075 sitios by 2027. Okay. So if there will be any incremental growth that was not accounted, we can readily cover by the year 2028.
Wow.
Now, of course, there will be questions. What is the absorptive capacity of the electric cooperatives? Well, when I tried to research on historical data of the National Electrification Administration, during the time of 2014, 2012, 2013, and 2014, when Malampaya funds were coming in, and the government then was boosting the rural electrification. NEA was able to accomplish about, on a yearly basis, 2012 alone started accomplishing 6,000 sitios.
Okay.
2013, 5,000 sitios.
Okay.
2014.
Was that on target or?
I mean, that is the accomplishment.
That's the accomplishment.
That's the accomplishment.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say here.
So the track record.
Yeah, the track record of NEA through the electric cooperatives. We are able to cover. They were able to cover substantial amount.
Okay.
Substantial numbers.
So despite all of the limitations.
Despite all of the limitations.
You're confident they can do it.
Yeah, if that was done before.
Right.
And maybe the funding was sufficient that the projects were well implemented.
Right.
Now, we talk of the budget.
Right.
There's the other side of the story. I mean, this is another factor that we have to, another challenge that we have to overcome here.
Right.
When after in the year, I think in the year 2019, there were some special provisions that was implemented by Congress regarding the implementation of the funds for sitio electrification on the manner of liquidation. On the manner of liquidation. And that is the same problem I am foreseeing, the same challenge I am foreseeing
That's why you're focusing on good governance.
Yes, I'm focusing I mean, the manner of liquidation precludes the downloading of funds. Not unless it's 100% liquidated.
I see.
So I will seek the help of my secretary to convince Congress that if possible we can adjust the special provision included in the GAA for the subsidy of sitio electrification, because that stymies the NEA from implementing in full blast to accelerate implementation.
So in other words, you cannot loan out unless they're fully liquidated.
So the time in motion is affected.
I see. All right. We'll just have to take a quick break. You're watching Business and Politics. We'll be right back.